Students, I welcome you once again in the today's discussion session on Unit 4 entitled as Special Audit and Audit Reports. Sub-point is Basic Elements of an Audit Report. Myself Dr. Supriya Chaudhary from DRK College. I welcome you in today's lecture. First, before we start discussion on elements of audit report, we should know what is audit report. An audit report is a written opinion of an auditor regarding whether an entity's financial statements are free of material misstatements and are presented fairly following the generally accepted accounting principles. In simple words, dear students, in simple words, audit report means what? It is a written opinion of the auditor regarding what? Whether financial statements are not providing misleading information and they are prepared as per generally accepted accounting principle. This is written in standard format as mandated by generally accepted auditing standards. It is the auditor's formal means of communication to interested parties of a conclusion about audited financial statement. So, it can also be said that auditor communicates with the interested parties in the financial matters with the auditor's report. Let's see a definition. Lancaster defines an audit report is a statement of collected and considered facts so drawn up as to give clear and concise information to persons who are not already in possession of the full facts of subject matter of the report. So, report is a statement of facts and figures drawn up concisely from the accounts or statements. Now let us discuss on basic elements. First basic element of audit report is title. The title indicates the nature of the report. The title should be like auditor's report or branch auditor's report. So every report should be entitled with the auditor's report. Next is addressee. The auditor's report should address the person to whom it is meant to be forwarded. Generally, the audit report is submitted to the board of directors or stockholders of an entity. The auditor's report should address the person. Who are the person? Then shareholders, stakeholders, board of directors are the person who are interested. Generally, the report is submitted to board of directors or stakeholders, stockholders of the entity. The third important element is opening introductory paragraph. The introductory paragraph should identify types of service performed, financial statements audited, dates of statement, management's responsibility for statement and auditor's responsibility for opinion. So these things should be mentioned in the introductory paragraph of the report. Now we should see what will be the scope of the paragraph which is mentioned in the audit report. The scope paragraph specifies the work performed by the auditor. The scope paragraph should indicate that the auditor had planned and performed the audit to obtain reasonable assurance whether financial statements are free from material misstatement. Specifically, the scope paragraph describes examining evidence on a test basis, assessing accounting principles used and significant estimates made by management, evaluating the overall financial statement presentation. So all these matters should be mentioned in the scope paragraph. So his performance, planning with the performance should be mentioned in this segment. Now let us see the opinion paragraph. The opinion paragraph of the report should state the auditor's opinion as to whether the financial statements give a true and fair view in conformity with the financial reporting framework and comply with the statutory disclosure requirement. So in opinion paragraph, auditor's opinion on financial matter whether statements are disclosing true and fair view of the financial position is not, or that is going to be disclosed, and as per the statutory compliance whether the statements are prepared or not, that is also going to be seen. Now next element is date of the report. The date of the report should be the date when the auditor has obtained sufficient appropriate evidence to support the opinion. So the date of the report should be when the evidence is collected by the auditor in support with the opinion. That date should be mentioned. It should not be earlier than the date when management approves financial statement. So the date should be after the approval of the financial statement, not the earlier. After the date of the report, place of the report is the important element. The town in which the report is signed should be indicated. So the place of the report means where the report is prepared, that town, city, place should be mentioned and indicated in the report. Auditor signature. The report should be signed in the personal name of the auditor or in the name of an audit firm or both. If the partnership firm is auditing the organization, then partners sign should be there and auditor firm's name should be there, stamp should be there. If single auditor is doing audit, then the report should be signed by his personal name. Some additional part is included here, characteristic of good audit report that we are going to discuss. Audit report should be based on factual information. So only facts and figures should be discussed in the audit report. It should be convincing, not contradicting always, it should be convincing. It should be forceful. It should be unbiased. That is important characteristic. The auditor should always emphasize on giving unbiased opinion. It should point out mistakes. So auditor's job is to find out mistakes, errors and frauds. So always the report should point out mistakes. It should be constructive criticism, not only criticism, but it should be constructive and not be in reprimanding tone. It should offer constructive and timely suggestions to the management. Constructive means what? Which helps to build some conclusion. So it should be constructive and timely. That means it should be suggestive, timely to the management so they can take appropriate step for the improvement in their performance. It should be brief. It should not be lengthy. If it is lengthy, the object of the report is defeated, even if it is well written. So it should be brief, it should be understandable to the all. So these were some of the characteristics of the report. In that manner, the report should be prepared. Some concluding remarks. The auditor should send his report addressed to the shareholders, to the secretary or a responsible official or the company. The auditor's report is to be read and discussed at the annual general meeting of the shareholders. A measure of uniformity in the form and content of the auditor's report is desirable because it helps to promote the reader's understanding and to identify unusual circumstances when they occur. So auditor's report plays an important role in shaping the opinion of the investors also and shareholders understanding. So building confidence of the stakeholders is also another point of view. Pointing out the mistakes, errors and frauds, finding out the frauds is also one of the important objective of the audit. So therefore all these things should be mentioned in the auditor's report. Auditor's report must include all the basic elements, as well as auditor's opinion should be unbiased. So these were some of the discussion and points to be noticed and remembered by the auditor while preparing his report. Thank you one and all. Stay connected for the next lectures.